Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Extra Bases. I'm Jim Day. We're presented by Altafiber, where we're elevating your connection to the Cincinnati Reds. All season long, we've been asking highly journalistic questions to the players, but there were some players that weren't on the team when we recorded it earlier. So we're going to go one-on-one and go foul pole to foul pole with Andrew Abbott. Here we are, standing in a Major League stadium, your stadium, Red Stadium. Does it never lost on you that your job and your dream come true was to play and pitch in a stadium like this?
It's still crazy to this day. I mean, just like taking it all in, standing out in the outfield before you pitch and looking at all the fans and just the backdrop of Cincinnati and stuff. It's, like you said, a dream come true, and it never gets old. Hasn't got old yet.
Now, we've talked about you being a smart guy. A smart guy. Not only do you have your degree, what was your regular degree?
Biology.
Virginia, very tough school. You went back for the senior season and your mom said, oh, you're not taking regular classes. What happened?
She was like, if you're going back to school, you're going to go back and do classes. So I couldn't go back and take undergrad because I already graduated.
Yeah.
So I had to go back and do a master's program, and I chose the last one available because it was so late in my decision to go back. It was in educational psychology. So I got a master's of education in that.
Just tell home I'm going to go back for another year. And oh, by the way, I'm going to get a master's in educational. What do you think you're going to pursue? I mean, you're a rookie, so it's hard to think about future, but what are you going to pursue later in life?
I love the game, so it's probably going to be hard to get away from it. Whenever I'm done playing, I probably will stay around it in some training aspect, or hopefully coaching down the road, or, doing vice versa, front office or something like that. Just like this, it's unpredictable. So, you just try to prepare as best as you can, but enjoy it while you're here.
What's your favorite thing about being a Major League Baseball player?
I think the job title's pretty good. But, just...
Yeah, when people ask you what you do.
We try to say, I just have a business. I just do a business. But, just like the interactions and the relationships that you have with your teammates, the coaching staff, and, the fans too. I mean, you bond with them a lot too. They're with you through the ups and downs. And, I think that's a value part of my career, is everybody's like the support system all around us.
All right. We are elevating your connection to Andrew Abbott. We're going to ask you some questions that we asked some teammates earlier in the year. You were not a part of the squad then.
Yeah.
Are you ready for these?
Hard hitters. Let's go.
Favorite movie of all time?
Interstellar.
Because you like you.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan is your guy. Last show you binge watched?
Ooh. Ozark.
What show do you consider a guilty pleasure?
Supernatural.
Why?
It's 18 seasons, and I've seen it probably 9 or 10 times. And
you watch 18 seasons 9 or 10 times?
Yes, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I wake up, and if I'm like bored, I can easily just watch this.
Favorite cartoon growing up?
I have two. I would say when I was a young toddler, Barney.
Barney?
For sure. And then growing up, probably Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Very nice. First celebrity crush?
Without a doubt, Scarlett Johansson.
Without a doubt?
Without a doubt.
Now the girlfriend or fiance?
Girlfriend.
She okay with it?
She knows.
I love it. All right. This is one you had to ponder. We might have to stop for this one. If you could invite 4 famous people to dinner, dead or alive, any era, who you got?
So like I said, I love Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
So I want to invite him, number one, pick his brain about how he creates, the Batman trilogy, Oppenheimer, which you have not seen yet.
I have not seen yet as we record this.
Fantastic. So I think he's number one. I'm a science guy, so I'm gonna go Albert Einstein as well. I mean, there's
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, the correlation between the two. And then my other two, I think I'd want to know kind of how things were back in the old times. So I think I might go like Abraham Lincoln or something like that. He did a lot for the country early on. So just finding out like his thought process, like what was going on back then, you know, Civil War and all that kind of stuff. Like I was a history buff before a science major. My dad's a historian, so I just want to find some stuff out like that. And then probably Eminem would be my last one.
That group.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite rapper, other than Lil Wayne.
The Albert Einstein and Eminem siding on appetizer.
There's no idea what we're going to talk about with those four, but
If you need an and one for that, if that happens, please let me in. By the way, I don't get this view very often. We're done.
Yeah.
With it. I don't know if you get this view. I guess you do. You shag a lot.
Yeah.
Look at this is a great view.
I mean, this is before every start. You kind of just sit here and you just take it in, and you see it. You see the fans all around, and kind of like the first one, your heart's beating 1,000 times a minute, and you kind of just take a deep breath, like, all right, this is my job.
Get it very often. All right, back to these probing questions. This is deep journalism here. What's your go-to breakfast?
Eggs Benedict.
Perfect pizza.
I'm an original guy, so just plain cheese.
Just plain cheese?
Just plain cheese.
Like just pepperoni. So
I
one step above.
I can understand
Worst eating habit?
that. Guilty pleasure for eating is definitely having a nice can of soda with my meals.
Who is the best dresser on the team?
My catcher, Luke. Luke Males, for sure.
You know, Luke, he does have some sharp stuff on.
Very.
Like,
always.
Guys are in sweats and stuff. He's got some dress shoes on.
Well presented, represents us well.
That's very nice because he calls your games too.
Absolutely.
Keeping that centered.
Absolutely.
Very good. Who's the worst dresser on the team?
Yeah, drum roll for this one. I'm going to have to say Spencer Steer.
You know how many people have said that?
I know a lot of guys say it, but
Stop swag.
Everyone's got their own thing, and if he wants to do that, then go right ahead.
Who spends the most time in front of the mirror?
I'm gonna say Ellie.
Ellie De La Cruz?
Yeah. Gotta make sure the jersey's tucked in real nice. Adds the eye black, the arm sleeves, and the other.
He does have it all going
and all the
everything, and he says,
it's
it's all my swag, so it's got to be perfect.
It's gotta be the look that he wants for that day, for sure.
That. Who would be the worst babysitter?
Nick Martini.
Now, why Martini? Now, in a short amount of time, he's become the team funny man. They say he's the funniest guy in the clubhouse. He hasn't been here that long.
I just think he'd have a little too much fun. Maybe forget about the kid every now and then or something, Great guy, but I don't know about him with kids.
Yeah. What is a personal fact that no one would guess about you?
I told you this earlier, but I probably would say that I don't eat any dessert food.
None?
None.
Zero.
Haven't had any in 9 years. No cake, no brownies, no anything like that.
Rub off on me, that would be great. Wow. Why that decision?
I gave it up for Lent one year and never got it back.
That is tremendous. That is tremendous. So now that you've had so much success as a rookie, how tough is it to maintain that success? Because now they're not hoping that you do well, they're expecting you to do well. That's different, isn't it?
It's a little bit different. I think the big thing you got to focus on, it's the same game day in and day out. You're going to have good games, you're going to have bad games, but the more that you can be consistent in routine and preparation, the more times the results will happen and the more times you're going to be successful.
Awesome. Great, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for letting the fans get to know you.
No problem.
We went foul pole to foul pole there with Andrew Abbott. By the way, keep it in the field of play, right?
Yeah, keep it in here.